A planned ICE detention facility in Georgia is one step closer to reality. The Department of Homeland Security confirming it purchased an enormous warehouse in a small town near Atlanta called Social Circle. Leaders there are pushing back against the plans for, they say, a number of reasons. Rafael Romo is joining us now. And Rafael, you visited Social Circle last month. You recently went back there to talk with people who live in that community. What are they telling you?
Well, Jessica, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, concern as well. And this is an issue that officials tell me has united people in a Social Circle like never before. Progressives are against the detention center out of concern for human rights violations. And conservatives say their own town does not have the resources necessary to support such a massive project. This sprawling warehouse in rural Georgia may be about to become a crucial tool for President Donald Trump's crackdown on immigration. The million-square-foot facility, located about 45 miles east of Atlanta in the town of Social Circle, has been acquired by the Department of Homeland Security, according to DHS and town officials, to be converted into a migrant detention center for as many as 10,000 people, possibly as early as April.
We hope it's not a done deal. As far as the city goes, we are still 100% motivated to try to stop this any way we can.
Eric Taylor is the manager of the picturesque town of 5,000, which calls itself Georgia's greatest little town. Taylor says Social Circle cannot afford to triple its population overnight.
Our position hasn't changed at all. We're still very concerned about infrastructure. We only have a limited amount of water to draw from to begin with in a capacity infrastructure system that is already stretched to its capacity.
City officials say at any given time there are 2 police officers on duty here in Social Circle. The number for the fire department is 4, so they're very concerned about what a project of this magnitude would do to their public safety requirements. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security acknowledged that ICE purchased a facility in Social Circle, Georgia. The department added that this will be a very well-structured detention facility, meeting our regular detention standards as ICE is actively working to expand detention space. As CNN reported in October, DHS is funneling $10 billion through the Navy to help facilitate the construction of a sprawling network of migrant detention centers across the U.S. DHS did not specify whether the proposed facility in Social Circle is part of this plan.
Maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch.
In an NBC interview, Trump said his administration could tone down immigration tactics following the 2 people shot and killed by immigration agents in Minneapolis. But his critics say the president's policies have already harmed citizens and non-citizens alike.
You see masked federal agents kicking down doors without so much as a warrant from a judge, dragging Americans out of their homes without cause, demanding papers at police checkpoints, assaulting and even killing Americans with impunity from the very top.
At a Saturday rally in Atlanta, Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff, who's seeking re-election this year, also denounced migrant detention centers.
You see prison camps growing and full of children.
Social Circle officials say throughout the entire process, they haven't heard a single word from the federal government. Is there a message that you would like to send the federal government on behalf of Social Circle?
Call us. We've been trying to get somebody on the phone since the day after Christmas.
Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker claimed on Friday that he had convinced Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to find an alternative location for a detention center that would have been built in his state. Social Circle officials say now they can only hope to do the same, even if the process to build a detention center in their town seems well advanced. Jessica, City Manager Taylor also told me that their zoning code doesn't allow for a detention facility of any type, but clarified that in this case it wouldn't matter at all because governments are not subject to zoning regulations, and the supremacy clause of the U.S. Constitution would also override any objections to the project. Not to get too technical here, but it's very difficult for the town to do anything anymore. Jessica?
All right, Rafael Romo with the latest. Thank you for that. Another DHS funding deadline looms as both parties are far apart on any agreement. We're going to talk with our political panel. That's next.